You guys remember Howie, right? The bar owner where Miss Kenny is always shaking her ass and rolling that kiki to God knows what beat. Well, his son Brian is in a boy group called We Are Nation, and they've got a new song out called I Want to Be Your Man. It's hot. I think you guys should check it out and you'll like it. Be sure to check out the video on YouTube and download the song on all platforms where streaming music is available. Links in the description box below. Hi, Howie.
I wanna be your man.
Nestle girl, did you get into the Real Housewives of Potomac last night, honey? Baby, them girls had it going on. My hair is laid like Bonita Betrayal, honey. I'm not one to gossip, so you didn't hear this from me. But baby, it's a whole lot of betrayal going on. Speaking about that Gizelle and that Karen, and we gonna get down into it. Now this episode of My Hair is Laid is brought to you by Sling TV. Nestle girl, if you don't know what I'm talking about and you can't keep up, you can catch all of your reality TV shows plus a slew of others at Sling TV. And just for the Funky Bunch, using promo code FUNKY, you can get the first 3 months of Sling TV for as low as $15 thanks to me at www.slingtv.com/promo using promo code FUNKY. You heard that right. The first 3 months as low as $15 from me to you. Because y'all know cable is high these days, honey. At any rate, let's get into these Real Housewives of Potomac. That opening scene with Karen getting some fresh air, you know, it was a carryover from the argument that the ladies were having on the last episode about Karen divulging all of this business hoopla and rigmarole to the marketing woman, but would not tell Gizelle anything. I got a question for y'all. I got a question. Oh, Kelly said secret. Never mind. My brain's a little defective after watching Baby Isaac for the weekend. And that's something else we'll talk about in another video. Is Gizelle justified in feeling the way she feels? And is Karen wrong for not telling her anything? So, here's my take on it. Feelings don't have to always be logical or rational, right? Like, okay, I would feel a way if a friend just had, you know, was at step 10 in their business and I thought they were on step 1. I would be like, dang, like, you ain't tell me nothing. But on the flip side of things, Gizelle has not been very friendly to Karen in the past. So I don't know that she can expect that Karen would be very friendly to her in return, and especially being friendly with her business. So I understand why Gizelle feels the way she does, but Gizelle is lacking a bit of self-awareness in this instance because she don't have no grounds to feel no kind of way about Karen not telling her nothing, especially considering that not so long ago she was poking fun at Karen. And Karen made a very valid point in her confessional. She was like, I'm not telling Gizelle anything. All Gizelle does is make fun of me and mock me, so on and so forth. And Gizelle, to her point, she's right. Now, whether your mocking and making fun of her is rooted in something evil or if it's just humor that you're the only person that gets, it's hurtful. And at this point, Gizelle, you really don't have any grounds to feel no kind of way. You just need to eat what's going on. And Candiace gave some very good advice to you later on when she was up in your suite with Katie, when she was like, what she said? She said, you know, give her some room, she's grieving, and she said, don't challenge it, it doesn't make sense, but allow it to not make sense. And she told you the God honest truth. Now, moving right along to Candiace and that mama. Candiace divulged to the ladies that she also wanted to go to therapist because growing up with a therapist as a mother makes for somebody who needs therapy. And Katie, she was speaking about how her mother was calling her names and calling her spoiled and calling her the B word. And then Katie said, just call her up and call her a dumbass B and hang the phone up. Now listen, everybody fell out laughing. And I know y'all southern black people from the south, y'all gonna be on this. Respect thy mother and thy father, and thy days shall be longer. The Bible said, respect your mama. That's your mama. mama. You only got one mama. Your mama bring you in this earth. All that other crap, brainwashed slave rhetoric that y'all use to stay in toxic situations. And what Katie said was very consistent with what I have said in videos, jokingly with the dash of truth in the past, which is there comes a point in every child's life. Here's where y'all get mixed up with me when I say you have to cuss your parents the hell out and let them know that you are an adult too. That's a metaphor, okay? Now, for me, yes, I physically cussed mine out to the ground, baby, and I ain't never had no problem with them again. But cursing them out is a metaphor for there comes a time when you have to challenge your parents, man to man or woman to woman, and let them know that you are no longer a god dog child. Point blank, period. And for those of you guys who have never had that moment in your adulthood with your parents, I can guarantee you're the same person who still go around your parents' house or go to a family reunion and your mama and your daddy say something and you got to leave because you so overwhelmed and you don't know what to do with the feelings and you fluster because you scared to say something bad, or you holding on to this toxic idea of because that's your mama, you can't say anything. Standing up for yourself is not disrespect. It's called standing up for yourself. And these days and time, I meet people with the same energy they give me. If my mama / parent, calling me dumb bees and hanging up the phone on me, then guess what? You get one call back and I'm hanging up the phone 10 times. Just like that. Moving right along. Karen! Y'all lucky that I'm in here washing towels, because if not, I would have wrapped this up with a towel and put a knot in front of it. And how silly does that sound? Me wrapping up this raggedy ass, I'm finna run out to Walmart real quick and be right back wig with a towel. Miss Karen, that scalp ain't yours, yet alone worth wrapping up. Miss Karen had her wig with the stocking cap scalp wrapped up with a thing. Now, luckily for me, I thought the heifer was finna get in the bed and go to sleep with that thing on. I was really about to lose it and lay her ass to rest. Luckily, it was just a keeping the thing from getting wet type of towel. But my whole question is, Karen, since the synthetic scalp is not attached to your real scalp, why you just ain't take it off? I know like hell you didn't let nobody braid that monstrosity and then had the nerve to glue it to your scalp. Now, Nessa, come around here and see about me, because I know like hell Karen ain't have that thing professionally engineered on her doggone forehead, therefore she can't take it off. Karen, I know like hell you ain't got that braided monstrosity semi-permanently affixed to your scalp. I got problems with that. I touched on Candiace giving Gizelle very good advice. I did enjoy that talk with Candiace and Katie and Gizelle up in that room. The only issue that I seem to have with Gizelle is that I can't put my finger on if Gizelle is completely oblivious to the things that she does and how it affects other people. That's the self-awareness part. Or if she's genuinely just a prick and just don't care and is playing the whole, mean girl. Oh, I don't really know how my actions affect other people. I can have a bit more compassion and understanding if it's just she lacks self-awareness. I don't know if a lack of self-awareness is something people can help or if it's a skill that you have to hone. I didn't go to school for that. But I can rock with that more than if she's just voluntarily choosing to be a dick. The ride to the plantation and them talking about Robin's genealogy. Yesterday I was scrolling through Instagram and Robin put a post up with the racial breakdown of her DNA, and it got somewhat combative. Her tone was relatively defensive, and then she got down in the comments and some people were making fun of what was obvious a point of contention for Robin. You know, despite the fact that Robin's genealogy showed that she was 59% white, Robin shows up in the world as a black woman. Robin is culturally a black woman. Robin was raised within the confines of black culture. And unfortunately in this world, and it's the world that the rule that white people put in place, the 10% rule. 10% of black blood and you black. As far as Robin being white, you know, I took exception with the black people who were in the comments poking fun at her. It was like, girl, 59%, you white. You a white woman. You a white woman. And you could tell it was sharks who found blood. They knew that there was a sore spot for her, so they were exploiting it. Because on the opposite side of things, if Robin this very day was to walk around and say, I'm not black, Black America would lose their damn mind. Everybody be like, oh girl, bye, you a black woman, you so busy trying to be white. Wait till the cops pull you over, I bet you think you black dead. It's like, you know, with some of us, you can't win for losing. Nevertheless, there is a distinct difference between Robin and Katie, and I totally get what Robin was saying. Robin was raised black. Despite what their genetic makeup says, she was raised black by all black influences, by two parents who identified as black, who two parents were raised culturally black, by two parents who show up in this world as black people. Katie, on the other hand, despite the fact that she has darker skin, Katie was truly raised in a biracial situation where she has one parent who was raised white, who shows up in the world as white, and another person who was raised black, who shows up in the world as black. Now here's where things get kind of convoluted, and it's going to go over some of y'all's head. Despite the fact that Robin is the person who could show up in the world as biracial and play that card far more Oscar-worthy-esque than Katie, Katie is the one going around being biracial and claiming to be biracial. Now here's the thing. While Robin could successfully play the biracial card, Katie, you show up in the world as black. The only place you show up in the world as biracial is within the black community, when you open your mouth and then we realize that you look like us but are not of us. And even that, in which I said, irks my skin, because we've got to get away from this whole notion that if you don't know how to do the electric slide and if you don't eat fried chicken and have red Kool-Aid at your family reunion, then you're not black. You're not black like this, but like this. You know, it took me some growing to do it, especially being in the South, realizing that black comes in many different shades, experiences, dialects, and everything else that we use to differentiate who black like this and who black like this. But the odd part is, I just find the irony in the fact that Robin is the one who could most convincingly show up in the world as biracial, yet it's the darker skinned of the two who claims to be more, you know, whatever. And it's just weird because Robin has the whiter skin but the blacker experience, whereas you could tell Katie probably has no idea what hot water cornbread is, or better yet, who Frankie Beverly and Mays is. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? The plantation tour. The Whitney plantation tour. The last time I was in New Orleans with T.S. Madison and Super Scent, we did the Queen's Court. I didn't have enough time, but I really wanted to go on the plantation tour. This time when I go out there for the Essence Festival, I will be out there for like 4 or 5 days, and I'm not going to do Essence the whole time. I'm going to do some of those other things. I really do want to go out there. That was a very, that was a very profound trip. Now, I have always kind of side-eyed Bravo TV with the Black Housewives franchise. When it's time for them to go on vacation, they always want to take them somewhere domestic, somewhere real local based, somewhere real mega bus bound, or whatever the case may be, while they take the other girls all around the world and yada. But I will say I appreciate the fact that this was a trip of meaning. And while there are a lot of eyeballs that watch this show that are not of African descent, I love the fact that while they had a captive audience, that they shared an important part of all of those women's familial makeup. Like, that was very important. I don't know whether they did it on purpose or it was unintentional, but it definitely was of value, and I appreciated it a whole lot. Gizelle's father, he's very astute to be 80 years old, and that was some petty ass shade that he threw at Karen. Quiet as this kept. Talking about Karen, you know what it's like to have to put something up for collateral for a loan. I was like, ooh, either he watched this show too much or Gizelle run her mouth too doggone much. That was not cool, but we get where Gizelle gets it from. Now, it ain't nothing more than I like to see than a black person that got a lot of confidence because they come from a strong lineage of black leaders. And Gizelle, as much as you get on my last GD nerves sometimes, I am proud to call you my sister in this regard. Okay? Now, I'm pretty sure you'll do something next episode to take back all the flowers I just gave you. Nevertheless, let's get down to the nitty-gritty and the end of it all. Ashley and Candiace get into an argument. Now, here we go. I had my head turned and didn't care to rewind to see who said it, but it sounded like Gizelle voice. Was it Gizelle that was like, Candiace don't think you're trying to get pregnant because you're drinking? Here's the thing. The neurons, protons, and ions in my brain were bouncing from left to right all over and up under my synthetic scalp like Karen when that scene was going on, because on one token I wanted to call Candiace messy, on the other token I was like, this is what the hell Ashley get. Then I was confused by Ashley and her whatever. I'm going to end this video like this. Ashley, you full of SHIT. I find it so perplexing that how people can play victim to the very same behavior that they inflict upon other people. Now, Ashley, for 3 seasons, your behind been on here, however long you've been here, your behind been on here poking the bear, opening your mouth, asking questions about people's personal business at the inappropriate times. You have passed the most judgment on everybody on this doggone show, from Robin's finances to Karen's finances to Gizelle being like, you've gone in on everybody, and the moment your behind get 15 seconds of your own medicine, you can't take it. Now, here's the thing. There really is no real world correlation between somebody drinking prior to being pregnant and getting pregnant. Now, when you start playing in that area of infertility and we need to do XYZ to try to get pregnant, then the waters get a little murky. But Ashley, you are the one who introduced this I'm not drinking because I'm trying to get pregnant dynamic to the group. You are the one who created those 2 dots and made it possible for somebody to draw a line to connect them. You were the one who boasted and bragged, and that was one of your agenda items on your platform. I'm reducing my drinking in an effort to get pregnant. You did that. So when you say that I'm a cheetah, but you show up as a zebra, you cannot be confused as to why people are confused. And the thing that bothered me, and like I said, my coochie made of clay. I don't know what it feels like to have no miscarriage, and I'm not going to even delve down that rabbit hole. But Ashley, I'm not buying that miscarriage card you was playing. And you would say this to me? A woman who's had a miscarriage? Like, listen, you and that drinking and trying to get pregnant again lives independent of that miscarriage you had many months ago. I'm sorry, those are 2 dots I will not let you connect. You were trying to get sympathy in that moment because you knew that your ass was getting a dose of the medicine that you served all the other ladies. And Monique said it best. You know what I'm saying? Like, Monique was like, here it is. Ashley is getting what she delved out. I hate the fact that it was Candiace who was the one who's being pegged for being messy, or who had to drop the tea, because it's somewhat uncharacteristic of Candiace to be, in the messy seat. But, one thing I can say about Candiace, you know what I always say? If you said it, say you said it. If you said it, say you said it. She didn't try to backpedal that pussy pop. She stood up in it. Then finally she took it a step further and said, I really don't think your ass trying to get pregnant. Now, Lord Candiace, you don't mess up the thing when you said that. I was about to say something real out of character, but I don't want to mess up my Monday because I'm having a very good day. You know, Ashley, as much, all things considered, if your background was squeaky clean, you would have actually been a victim in this situation. But I honestly believe most of the viewers and the ladies in that room, you know, found some vindication in the fact that your ass was being served the same damn medicine that you served other people for so long. I ain't gonna lie, I took complete delight and joy in it, watching you and your business get exploited. And I ain't even finna lie, I'm just finna be real. I can't wait till they confront your behind about your husband wanting to suck a dick like this, okay? And not like this, like this. At any rate, that's a girl. Trying to keep up with what I'm talking about, don't forget, y'all, there are alternatives out there to these high-ass bills. Get you some Sling TV. That way you can keep up with all the reality TV shows, your local listings, and a slew of other programs. Check out slingtv.com/promo and use the code FUNKY to get the first 3 months of Sling TV for as low as $15 on me. For you. At any rate, that's a girl. I'll talk to you later. Bye.